Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about box fights. We will be going over what box fights are, owning builds, claim builds, peaks to make, and some strategic pro moves you can practice in box fights. Then we'll be talking about how this could relate to arena. So let's get it. So, what are box fights? Basically, box fights are up close fights where owning builds and getting angles are your main priority. You want to claim as many builds around you as possible. Take smart peeks, shots, and keep track of where your opponent is at all times. So, let's talk about how you can get better at box fights. Topic 1 is owning builds. This is the most crucial part of box fights. You need to be aware of what builds are yours and what builds aren't. At the very start of box fight, you should try to claim a few boxes of your own so that you have some space to move around by claiming these boxes. You have essentially all control of your side of the map. Throughout the fight, you will be trying to gain control of their side of the map as well and claim as many builds as possible while keep tracking of your opponent's position and what they're claiming, the reason claiming builds, and keeping track of what builds are yours is so important is because if your opponent claims some of your builds, they will be able to set up peak shots on you. So it's important to keep track of what builds are yours and what builds aren't. So let's talk about how to claim builds. The safest way to claim builds is to claim them while you're safe in your own builds. You do this by staying in your box and shooting walls with an AR from behind peaks. It's important to make sure you are not just taking their walls but also placing cones in your box. And the boxes you are claiming, if an opponent comes over and takes your wall and you don't have a cone in your box, they're probably going to be able to place a cone or ramp in your box before you and will likely get some shots on you. So make sure you're placing cones beneath you, especially when you're being pushed. Let's talk about how to get smart peaks. If the opponent is on the other side of the wall, you can make either a window or what's called a peanut butter peak, where you make a triangle on the top right side. This is called right hand peak. You need to always make right hand peaks. This is basically give you the advantage because you have a better vision than your opponent. When making them, you can line up your shots from behind the peaks, so when you go to take the shot you already have it lined up. There will be times where you may need to make other peaks. For example, if you have a ramp over your opponent, you can edit the ramp like this. By editing the ramp like this, you block their vision with the edited ramp while you're still able to see them and get a shot off. Another example is if the opponent is against your wall like this, you can edit a bottom right triangle because they won't be able to shoot you, but you will have a free shot on their feet. Every piece of damage matters, especially if you can do it without taking damage yourself, giving you the health advantage. Whenever making an edit, you should think, will they be able to have a visible shot on you, or will you have the right hand advantage anytime you make a bad peak where they have the peak advantage or they're able to pre-fire you? You should take note of that and try to avoid making it in the future. Another thing you can do in box fights is grab walls a whole entire box away by jumping over this peak, shooting your AR and grabbing the wall from a distance. You are then be able to edit the wall from a distance as Well, in order to edit the wall, you need to have your wall built out. Jump over the peak, press the edit button, and then make the edit from a distance. Once you get the damage health, you can either push up or try to get a new angles from a new side. Another weird but sneaky pro box by move that you can do is pre-edit peaks. So let's say you're claiming a wall from a box away, like we just talked about a few pre-edited walls. You can set up against peaks shots. This is useful because it doesn't give your opponent an opportunity to run away before you get a shot off. The only danger of making this move is if they start spraying at your walls are pre-edited and you'll get beamed, so you need to have an empty wall space to your right or to your left. You can quickly reset your wall after you make the play, or if you think they're about to start spraying at you. This is the only situation I've ever seen pre-edits work well, and if you do it on someone, they'll probably call you a nerd or something else. But you're going to get the kill. So another tip I want to talk about is this. Look how I am pushing a wall where I use the ramp as cover and spray the wall from a safe angle under the ramp. This is like the best way to push a wall, just because if they edit on you and try to take a shot, we're going to be undercover. You know you're under the ramp. Lastly, I want to talk about how box fights can help you in arena. Box fight is important skill to have. Firstly, let's say you are in early game. You are low on mats and you are in a fight. By being good at box fight, you will be better at keeping track of your builds, setting up peaks, claiming what's yours, and finish the fight without wasting a lot of mats. In this situation, you need to be paying attention to what they own, what you own, where you can set up peaks from, and how to set up right hand peaks. Just try to get in the box fight mindset. Another situation is mid game. If you are in a fight and you build up too high, or you run low on mats, you can drop down and initiate a box fight scenario. Just make a few boxes and force your opponent to push you, and then get in the box fighting mindset. Or let's say you are in a stacked late game. You won't be able to fight your opponent without getting third partied. If you are good at box fight, you can start a box fight in a late game and get a refresh in box fights. You're always covered, you know, you always have a full box built all around you, so third parties won't be able to directly spray you. But if you're in a build fight, you know they can catch you while you're building up and get a beam on you. So if you need to fight in a late game, you got to get in the box fight mentality. This is also important when rotating in the late game, because you are going to run out of mats eventually and you're going to need a refresh. Being good at box fights can help you get that refresh. Let's say there is a team tunneling you, no, maybe right below you or to your right or left. You can start trying to take piece control their walls and fight like you're in a box fight. Stay in your box, own builds, but claim their walls and edit from a distance and try to get some tags on them. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helps you out, so I will see you in the next video. Peace.